Welcome back to our channel. Today we have the latest addition to our flotilla, a gently used Pro Boat Shockwave. This is a 2 or 3S capable boat, and we'll start out with the new battery we got because we don't have any 3S. So we bought a hard case roaring top battery, 6500 milliamps, 55C discharge rate. Found this online, shipped to the Midwest, was about $64 and change. I've heard a lot of good things about these batteries. They're out of California, so we'll give this a shot, but excited to see what this can do. The first thing I did when we got the boat was bought a couple extra parts from Offshore Electrics. So this is a water inlet. So I'm going to put this in the back, and this will be for the water pickup. And then, just like with the Stealth Wake, I bought the small cleat to go on the bow. This will help us retrieve the boat if we need to. And then I bought a new prop, also from Offshore Electrics. This is Offshore Electrics CNC prop. This is the model 4219250. It's a 42 millimeter high pitch, they call it, or the standard 42 millimeter CNC prop is a 1.4 pitch ratio. This just says higher pitch ratio. I'm hoping it's the 1.6 pitch ratio of the stock plastic prop here. This is an aluminum alloy prop, so should get at least the same, if not a little bit better performance. So the biggest upgrade we did was replace the stock flex shaft and replace it with an Offshore Electrics shaft. Now, this flex shaft system came with the drive dog, the fancy prop nut, the thin washer, and also came with this upgraded strut that has a replaceable lead Teflon bushing. So this, you can see the edge there, that's the replaceable bushing. Apparently the stock strut does not have that. The other thing, when you look closely at these flex cables, the one on top is the OSE, the one on the bottom is the ProBoat. Notice how the flex shaft is connected to the prop shaft. The prop shaft is the rigid part, obviously with the drive dog and everything on it. I've heard that this shaft gives people problems with vibration because it's not very well centered, and you notice how it's like crimped on, versus the OSE cable, which is just much cleaner. And again, at this end, you know, instead of just a 3 millimeter nut, you got the nice Octura prop nut, helps reduce drag. So with the upgraded Offshore Electrics flex shaft and strut, it came with directions on how to replace the existing strut and flex cable with theirs. The only thing missing from this boat when I bought it was a working ESC. So I've got a 90 amp Turnigy marine ESC coming. It's the same ESC that we have in the Stealth Wake. So here we are, we're back with the Shockwave. I've got everything installed. It's ready to hit the water. Here you can see I've got the new prop installed. Here's the new strut. So here's the inside. That's the Turnigy marine ESC 90 amp, the same one that's in the Stealth Wake. I had to move the receiver. It's in the pink balloon to keep it more waterproof. Obviously I had to redo the water cooling lines. We got the pickup from the rudder, comes into the bulkhead water fitting, and then obviously new plumbing to go through the ESC into the motor. Another thing I did was there was a wall here for the battery tray. I ground that battery tray off, piece of plastic back here. This allows me to move that battery back and forth by almost an inch, fore and aft. The reason for doing that is to get that center of gravity. So basically how the boat balances front to back in a monohull setup, you want that center of gravity to be 25 to 30% of the length of the hull. So in this case, from the stern, you want to go no more than 30% forward. So by being able to move the battery back and forth, you can adjust that center of gravity to either put a little more weight on the stern to get that bow up, or in rough water conditions, you can shift the battery forward a little bit and then get that bow down. This is the install. We're ready to go hit the water. One thing to note, this flex shaft was probably about a ½ inch longer than the stock one. And you can see there's the gap here. This gap should be the same distance as the diameter of your prop shaft. So it's a 3/16 prop shaft. This gap should be at least 3/16 of an inch. Because in a flex shaft, that cable, it's a cable. The coils will wind up, and actually this space will shrink while it's driving. So make sure you have that gap there. So that is the latest and greatest addition to our flotilla.